News when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Monica Ricks. Trade talks are picking up again between the U.S. and India. The U.S. Embassy in India says Undersecretary of State for Political Affairs Allison Hooker will be there till Thursday to advance the strategic partnership between the two nations. She'll also seek to deepen economic and commercial ties to help boost U.S. exports. Meantime, French President Emmanuel Macron warns the European Union may be forced to take strong measures against China, including tariffs, if Beijing fails to address a trade imbalance with the bloc. Macron says the situation is a question of life or death for European industry and emphasized the need for Europe to become more competitive. He also wants the European Central Bank to take growth and jobs into account in its monetary policy. JPMorgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon is stressing his concern about Europe. Bloomberg's Ed Kalegi explains.
Dimon, leader of the biggest U.S. bank, warns that a weak Europe poses a major economic risk to the U.S.
Europe has a problem. I think they accomplished an unbelievable thing when the Euro got together, the EC, and they said, let's live in peace. And so living in peace is a good thing, but it got bogged down. It takes 27 nations to make a decision. They let their military drop dramatically.
Dimon said Europe has driven business out, driven investment out, and driven innovation out. Ed Kalegi, Bloomberg Radio.
Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell is expected to push through another quarter-point interest rate cut this week, despite growing unease among fellow policymakers that inflation remains too high. The Fed's decision comes after a government shutdown limited the ability of fresh economic data. We should get more retail earnings this week, including a forecast from warehouse giant Costco. Here's Bloomberg's Andrew O'Day.
Thursday, it delivers earnings for the just-finished quarter, making Costco one of the last retail earnings entrants as we get into the late stages of the holiday shopping season. Other retail earnings on tap for the week include those that can give specific insights into their specialties, including GameStop, AutoZone, pet retailer Chewy, bargain and closeout chain Ollie's, and RH, formerly known as Restoration Hardware. Andrew O'Day, Bloomberg Radio.
Supreme Court arguments tomorrow will likely provide clues about the fate of Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook and the Fed's long-standing independence as it sets interest rates. The court will consider President Trump's bid to fire Cook over alleged mortgage fraud. And the question may test the strength of a shield the court created for the Fed ahead of a preliminary ruling in May. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is doubling down on deadly U.S. strikes on alleged drug-running boats off the Venezuelan coast.
From what I understood then and what I understand now, I fully support that strike. I would have made the same call myself.
Hegseth's remarks have prompted accusations of possible war crimes, with bipartisan scrutiny of the nearly 24 strikes on boats in the Caribbean and Pacific. Democratic lawmakers who saw video of an attack back in September called it disturbing and have demanded to see the full footage. Elon Musk is denying news reports that his rocket and satellite maker SpaceX is seeking an $800 billion valuation through a share sale. In a post on X last night, Musk says SpaceX has been cash flow positive for years and just does periodic stock buybacks to provide liquidity for employees and investors. But people familiar with the matter tell Bloomberg that share sale would boost the company's valuation ahead of a possible public offering next year. Matchups are set for the 2026 World Cup, but some fans say they plan to avoid the tournament over potential ICE raids.
Hispanics like me are going to, a large group of them, especially undocumented, are probably not going to go to the stadiums. But there's still going to be a lot of people that will make it to the stadiums. I think stadiums will be packed.
Officials say 1 million tickets have already been sold for matches here in the U.S. And the State Department hosted the Kennedy Center Honors last night, honoring artists like Gloria Gaynor, George Strait, Sylvester Stallone, and KISS frontman Gene Simmons. President Trump awarded them with medallions at the White House.
I've known Gene for a long time, and I've known the others for shorter periods of time, but they're real talent. And tonight they're really appreciated.
The ceremony is set to air later this month on CBS. And that's News When You Want It with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Monica Ricks, and this is Bloomberg.